Let's get on to energy matters or lack thereof. President Cyril Ramaphosa has cancelled his trip to the World Economic Forum to focus on the country's alarming energy crisis. Stage 6 load shedding is currently besieging South Africa. Let's unpack the president's decision and what it means for brand South Africa. Walking into WEF, we're joined by Solly Moeng, brand reputation expert. Solly, thank you very much for availing yourself. Does it come to us as a surprise to you, at least, that the president would choose to stay in the dark with us?
No, hello, lovely to talk to you again. Well, look, the president has said these things so many times, and in any case, if he were to go to Davos, people would be asking him the same questions they've been asking him for the past 3, 4, 5 years, and he still hasn't got answers. I mean, he made a speech at Davos a number of years ago to say load shedding is behind us. Zuma before him had said the same thing, that South Africans would never see load shedding again. It's still happening. So I don't know even if all of his future trips this year will be cancelled so that he can deal with the power crisis, because he himself told us that we should expect them to keep going for the next at least 18 months.
So him staying in South Africa, a mere PR exercise, which endears us to him or not?
Well, it's a PR exercise that's meant to say to South Africa, I'm doing something about this, but he's not, of course. He's creating another war room over. I don't know how many war rooms this man has created. We don't see the outcomes. The thing is, we see a lot of, I don't know how much these people that go into these war rooms and teams and committees and this whatnot over boards of SOEs get paid, and what outcome we're getting out of these things. So there's no outcome. It's just PR, but it's also fear. It's fear that if he goes to Davos, he's going to be faced with media that's not going to be as kind to him as some of South Africa's media is, because he's such a charming man. They're going to ask him those questions. He doesn't have answers.
So what is Team South Africa faced with then when they get to the World Economic Forum? Someone is not even going to be able to see some of or half of or a quarter or in fact maybe just all of those proceedings, right? Because they're sitting at home with no electricity.
Yeah, remember that the tagline for this, what we call the Team South Africa in Davos has always been, we are open for business. But how can you be open for business when a lot of businesses who are already in South Africa are beginning to say, well, we can't keep going on like this. We're going to limit some of our operations. We're going to cut staff down because the costs are too huge. People are not able to conduct business normally. So how, if you're not able to cater, to provide sufficient energy to the businesses operating in South Africa, how do you go out into the world to say, come and operate in South Africa when you can't guarantee the basics? So it's going to be really, really tough. I think it's just another junket for the South African team going to Davos to go and smile and maybe get some redeem and lie. But you can't lie to the world. You see, the thing is, the world is represented in South Africa, but also for representatives. So people all know already what they're going to say there. We don't know what they're going to say. They're just wasting time. They should just get their basics in order and then run around spending South African taxpayers' money in Davos and other places.
Yeah, Solly, so the Sowetan newspaper, again, they've done a phenomenal job with their front page, right? Detailing business for business, putting a name and a face behind the numbers. People whose businesses have gone out, especially small businesses, right? And this is a country that, prides itself on getting small businesses or boosting small businesses off the ground.
Well, we are a country that thrives on poetry, on politicians saying beautiful things with nothing to show of them. If you ask small business people around the country, they will tell you they're suffering. They're the first one to suffer this brand of electricity. People who need electricity, just hairdressers, for instance, they need electricity. People who sell food, some of them need electricity. All of them who cook at home and go to specific points around in public spaces to sell, they need electricity. They can't sell. People are hungry because they don't have electricity. So South Africa we cannot continue living on beautiful word speeches by charming politicians who sing and dance and come and knocking on our doors ahead of elections when there are no the results. The outcome is not the kind of outcome that says to South Africa, you see, we're making progress, but there's no progress.
Speaking of which, it is a campaign year, for lack of a better phrase, because next year is an election year. We're going into 2024. How much do you perceive this will cost those who can do something about it? Because we're also made to understand that this is nothing deliberate. In fact, the president saying this once, that there's no sabotage at Eskom. Government is not sabotage. No one is sabotaging Eskom. There's no sabotage. We're working on the problem. Yet when you want that, there's nothing.
Well, that's the thing. These people continue to lie to us. I mean, Andrew Zerete has said so, and we've had people being arrested for sabotage. There is sabotage. I don't see why there's nothing wrong. There's anything wrong with people saying, yes, there is sabotage. This is the nature of it, and these are the measures we're putting in place to deal with it. You can't lie about stuff that's happening. Of course, there's sabotage, and there are also all sorts of rent seekers throughout Eskom's supply chain. What overcharging the utility, just overcharging other state departments and also SOEs. And many of them are politically linked. So you find that, look at this, there's been a story going around recently about the head of NAFSA being also the head of some energy supplier. I haven't verified that, but I'm saying such things make the rounds. And you find that the same people who are benefiting from the rot are actually occupying positions where they shouldn't be, where they're of conflict, basically. They make decisions that they know will benefit them, or they don't make decisions, or they don't act on certain things because they know if they act, they're going to be the ones losing out in their private businesses. So the rot is deep, and the ANC needs to stop making speeches. They need to stop lying and face what is facing South Africans for what it is, and acknowledge it, and then saying this is what we're doing in place, and stop creating war rooms all over the place with all sorts of people. Some of them, we don't know whether the board of an entity is still responsible or the people appointed by the president above the board are responsible. Who has the fiduciary responsibilities over this SOE? It's just a mess, and taking Eskom into Gautam Mantashe's department is just messy. I have no idea what's going on in the president's head when he decided to do that.
It's Monday. It will get better. Solly Moeng, brand reputation expert. Thank you.